Take a step back in time with me. The year is 2008. Obama is the current president of the United States, which is in the thick of the Afghanistan war. There was also a huge impending economic crisis that would impact families all across the world. But most of us were just dumb kids at the time who couldn't understand why mom and dad weren't taking us to Chuck E. Cheese's anymore. While the rest of the world was striking for higher wages and being evicted from their homes, we were concerned with McDonald's toys, Shrek, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Danimals, Angry Birds, Star Wars light-up spoons, and of course, Go-Gurt. Today we'll be traveling back to a simpler time and examining 3 nostalgic snack foods that were either discontinued or flew under the radar until their eventual return. These snacks had a prominent impact on many of our childhoods. I distinctly remember all of the snacks that we'll be covering today, so I'm super excited to dive in. If you guys are also excited, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to see more content. With that out of the way, guys, let's get into it. Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of Nostalgia Vision, the show where we take a look at food, video games, music, movies, advertisements, and just about anything else you can think of from days gone by. Today we'll be taking a look at Froot Loop cereal straws, Dunkaroos, and Gripz. 3 snacks that mysteriously disappeared from store shelf, leaving many of their fans confused and upset. The first item on our list is Froot Loop cereal straws. These gems were discontinued in 2009 after only 2 years on shelves. But something, which we'll get into later, caused Kellogg's to bring this snack back in 2021. There are actually 2 other kinds of Kellogg's cereal that got in on the straw game, those being Cocoa Krispies and Apple Jacks. But we'll mainly focus on the Froot Loops kind since most people seem to remember that the best and have the fondest memories of it. Cocoa Krispies cereal straws did make a comeback in 2021, but we have yet to see anything from Apple Jacks. So what exactly were these straws and what was the hype surrounding them? Well, it starts with a tube of white chocolate, milk chocolate, or cinnamon chocolate surrounded by an outer layer of Froot Loops, Cocoa Krispies, or Apple Jacks respectively. I remember having the Froot Loop cereal straws when I was younger and I really liked them. There was just something about the flaky layers of the cereal that crunched when they were dry but were kind of soggy and satisfying when they were wet. And then the milk chocolate always just kind of kept its shape. I don't know. It was just a bunch of really pleasing textures and flavors. It was awesome. Straws are also popular with kids. I mean, just look at bendy straws, straw glasses, giant smoothie straws, even veggie straws. Every single one of them is a certified hit among the kids. So when combined with a sugary cereal, Kellogg's had struck a platinum mine with these things. Not to mention they came in a variety of colors and flavors, so you could please even the pickiest kids. These things were without a doubt an instant classic. However, Kellogg's luck would soon run out. According to the New York Post, the Center for Science and the Public Interest threatened to sue Kellogg's, deeming some of their products generally unhealthy, and one particular advertisement was deemed unethical as it was directing these tubes of pure carbohydrates towards children. Looking at the ad for yourself, you can definitely see it targeting children and young teens with its pseudo-edgy feel. It was the same kind of feel that was in all of those kids' commercials from the 2000s. Take a look for yourself.
Hey, Toucan Sam, how would you make milk more fun?
Why, with Froot Loop cereal straws, of course.
Just dip them in and sip, sip, sip. And pull them out and munch, munch, munch. All together now, dip, sip, munch.
You may have noticed a few things about this commercial. First of all, the child star, Cameron Boyce at the time, rest in peace Cameron Boyce, did appear in this commercial, and the backtrack was actually sung by the Gorillaz. And in case you were wondering, yes, the Gorillaz did do the other songs for the other advertisements. So awesome. I also found this really cool remix that somebody did. Have a look, enjoy.
Just dip them in and sip, sip, sip. And pull them out and munch, munch, munch.
Many people were wondering why such a smash hit like Froot Loop cereal straws were discontinued in 2009, and the lawsuit was likely to blame. Thus ended the 2-year hot streak of Kellogg's. However, the spirit of these things would live on in the hearts of many adoring fans of all ages, sparking a Change.org petition by user Hannah Wade in 2017, requesting that Kellogg's bring them back. Wade wrote, "People around the world seem to be nostalgic for this delicious treat from our childhood. Bringing back Froot Loop cereal straws would bring joy to my generation and generations to come." This petition reached tons of people. However, a tweet by Twitter user Alex Husey would help boost this petition even more and get more of the public's attention on it. Alex wrote, "Since we're starting to become more environmentally savvy and ditching plastic straws, may I recommend bringing these bad boys back?" This tweet immediately blew up, so much so that Alex actually had to mute his notifications by the next day because of the influx of Zoomers and Millennials. To this day, Alex's tweet sits at a boastful 287,000 likes and over 107,000 retweets. As I alluded to before, the petition also saw a huge influx of support. Petition signers wrote, "Straws fucking kill turtles. We need these bitches. I'm signing this because ever since I was a small kid, these were my favorite. And after a couple of years of not seeing them in the breakfast/cereal aisle, it's kinda upsetting. It would provide unto my great It would provide unto my person great levels of dopamine to have the ability to purchase these wonders of evolution and experience them firsthand rather than from word of mouth. And my personal favorite, which garnered almost 300 likes, them shit's delicious. Wade's petition would get over 80,000 signatures by 2021, which just so happened to be the same year Kellogg's decided to reintroduce these sugary cylinders of joy back into our lives. In a press release to USA Today, Kellogg's wrote, Kellogg's is answering superfans' petition and social media pleas to bring back its iconic Kellogg's cereal straws. After a 12-year hiatus, the nostalgia-inducing cereal straws are revived in 2 flavors, Kellogg's Froot Loops and Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies. Personally, I was super excited that these were coming back, and I've been itching for a chance to try them. Pyroline cookies are actually one of my favorites when it comes to Christmas cookies. For those who don't know, Pyralines are basically the grown-up fancy version of cereal straws. Will these be as good as I remember? Well, there's only one way to find out. If you were wondering, we have both of the recontinued cereal straws back in our hands. I had to order them off of Amazon because Walmart didn't have them, and apparently Target didn't have them, and nowhere else that I looked could find them. I guess this is something that Kellogg's can't really afford to sell in stores because it doesn't turn enough profit, or I guess the stores don't want to carry it. They do have them available online, and that's where I got these guys. And they weren't super cheap, so buy my merch. Link in description. Alright, let me set this microphone down for a sec. We got the cereal straws out of the package. We are going to go ahead and open them up and try them. Which color should we go for? Unfortunately, it seems like we don't have very much diversity when it comes to the colors here. We kind of just have red, orange, and yellow. Let's try it on its own first. Here we go, guys. We have the orange Froot Loops cereal straws. If you didn't know, all the Froot Loops that ever existed taste the same. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what color you have, really. So, here we go. Cheers, guys. Somebody's definitely smoked something out of this before. Right off the bat, I think these are actually better than I remember. It is so good. It's no wonder why they brought them back. They're just solid. It tastes like Froot Loops, which already is good by itself. And when they're in that flaky form, that is just so satisfying. And the white chocolate just adds a little bit of structure. Okay, next up, we are going to be trying the Cocoa Krispy cereal straws. These ones I'm a little wary of. I don't know if these are going to be as good as Froot Loops. I think what makes the Froot Loops good is the fact that they're like fruity and chocolatey. You don't really see that mixture too much. So what's interesting about these is that they're in kind of like a little like boat here that they're chilling in. It smells very chocolatey. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Note to future self. Vacuum this spot. What is that? I'm digging this one, like a lot. There's some kind of chocolate in there that's like familiar to me. It doesn't really taste like Cocoa Krispies too much. It doesn't taste like Hershey's chocolate, which is a big thing. It doesn't have that bite or like the sulfite taste that Hershey's chocolate does. It's almost like German chocolate. It reminds me kind of Kinder Egg. That's what that is. I just figured it out. It tastes like Kinder Eggs. We only have a little bit of milk because old Bessie wasn't giving up any of that stuff. Man. Okay, let's put a straw in here, test it out. So here we have the milk and the straw. Let's give it a little sip. And swish it around a little bit, get it nice and saga-logified. You know what I'm saying? Definitely the way that they're meant to be eaten. I do like them dry. However, the milk takes away the dry feel of it, and it also gives it some fat, which obviously fat makes everything taste better. Why do you think they drown steaks in butter? And the milk tastes good too because you get the aroma of the Froot Loops. I don't know, it just makes everything taste better. Now we gotta try the cocoa one. If I were to get this from a grocery store, they would definitely be in better shape. Let's get into it. Look at me, I'm smoking a doob. That's some good stuff. Overall, Froot Loop cereal straws actually blew away my expectations. I was not expecting them to be as good as they were. Cocoa Krispies, not as good, but I do like the chocolate wafery Kinder Egg type texture. Really satisfying. If you're more of a chocolate person and less of a fruity person, wow, don't take that out of context. Then go try these for yourself, guys. They weren't that expensive on Amazon, but if you're short on cash, it's not worth it, especially with the economy the way it is. So the real takeaway from these is that for the hundreds of change.org petitions that there are online, some of them actually work and make a lasting impact on pop culture. It never hurts to try. Maybe you could make a petition and bring back those weird alien guys. These guys. It also shows that on very, 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 very rare, extremely rare occasions, Twitter can actually do something good. Okay, that's enough of the cereal straws. Let's head on to the second snack. Dunkaroos actually have a pretty complicated history, but thanks to Jason Kane and snackhistory.com, just about every bit of information on these things has been compiled and laid out nice and neatly on web pages, so big shout out to Jason Kane. And of course, shout out to snackhistory.com. You guys both pulled through on this one. Thank you. General Mills Dunkaroos first launched in 1988 under the Betty Crocker brand name, and it rode the coattails of the recently introduced Handy Snacks, which consisted of a snack, like pretzels or crackers, in a little plastic container, which also included a spot for dips, usually cheese. Dunkaroos fit this same format, but instead of crackers, it was graham crackers or cookies, and instead of a dip like cheese, it was actually frosting. Many aspects of Dunkaroos would change over the years, but the general concept was pretty consistent. And as is the case with many popular snacks, different kinds of Dunkaroos would emerge, including versions with chocolate and hazelnut frosting, and changes to the shapes of the cookies and crackers. The name Dunkaroo is actually a portmanteau between the word dunk and kangaroo, referring not only to the mascot, Sydney the kangaroo, which we will get into later, but also the fact that you dunk your cookies in the frosting. Nowadays, the Dunkaroo crackers are small circles, but when they first started circulating, they came in all sorts of shapes, like kangaroos, basketballs, and planes. You dunk a basketball into a hoop, you dunk your cracker into the icing, kangaroo, Dunkaroo, science. Despite launching in 1988, Dunkaroos didn't actually have their first commercial until 1993, which was the first appearance of the previously mentioned mascot, Sydney. The commercial was marketed towards kids, and Sydney appears as a zany kangaroo with an Australian accent, advocating for the product and its different flavors. Have a look for yourself.
My name is Sydney, I'm an Aussie hunk. Got a wacky snacky, don't just eat your dunk. Cookies on one side, frosting on the other. The creamy taste will drive you wild. Let's have another.
That's kind of funny to me how the concept of a snack coming with dip was kind of revolutionary at the time, when nowadays it's kind of oversaturated. I also felt, for whatever reason, that I remember Sydney from my own childhood, but I don't have any physical evidence to back that up, and Sydney was replaced by another mascot before I was even born. 7 years before I was even born, actually. So maybe some supernatural past, future, present time warp is gonna happen, and I'm gonna end up going back in time and inventing Dunkaroos or something. I was also able to find this ad featuring Sydney that somewhat rips on Oreos and other sandwich cookies, marketing their cookies and cream Dunkaroos as the superior product when it came to the I guess open source frosting application. You always get the exact amount of frosting you want. Never too little, never too much. In 1996, Dunkaroos would replace Sydney with a newer, cooler mascot, more fitting for their target audience. The cooler mascot in question is Duncan the Daredevil Kangaroo. Born from 90s pop culture, he was definitely a shift from Sydney, the Australian caricature. Duncan was an edgy skater bro. He wore a backwards hat and a windbreaker, and he skateboarded. He also spoke with what I understand to be a New York accent. Also, judging by the 1997 ad, he's not supposed to be the most successful and best Daredevil, but he definitely has his heart in the right place.
Hey! Frosting!
I was that close!
Expectedly, with this shift, the product did soar to new heights, and it soon became a staple of moderately unhealthy packed lunches. Dunkaroos would also launch more advertisements over the course of the 90s, but as the 2000s approached, they soon lost popularity. In 2012, General Mills finally put an end to Dunkaroos in the American market. As is the case for many classic food items, there were tons of die-hard and upset fans who were campaigning to get this snack brought back. The black market for Dunkaroos was on the horizon, but not in the way you might think. Allow me to introduce you to Smuggleroos.com. After 2012, unrest over the cancellation of Dunkaroos had begun to fester, especially since Dunkaroos were still in stores abroad. In fact, the Australian and especially the Canadian markets were Dunka-booming. In one of the greatest PR moves from an American corporate giant, General Mills launched Smuggleroos.com in 2016, a website permitting and facilitating the international distribution of Dunkaroos. As of June 2022, Smuggleroos.com is currently still down for maintenance, but in its heyday, it was an extremely useful tool for tons of American Dunky junkies. After Dunkaroos went down for maintenance, it wasn't long before General Mills and Nestle decided to bring these Dunkaroos back into our sad, pathetic American lives. In 2020, General Mills tweeted the good news, and the rest is history. Now, I remember Dunkaroos being around for a ton of my life. I don't remember specifically what they tasted like or having them in my lunches and stuff, but I do remember having them here and there, and I remember liking them. I was able to find 2 flavors of Dunkaroos at the local Walmart. We have the vanilla cookies with... Wait, what? Oh, vanilla cookies with chocolate frosting and vanilla cookies with rainbow chip frosting. These two seem to be the most popular. I also picked up some Dunkaroo pancakes, so we'll definitely try those out as well. So up first, we have the classic vanilla cookies with whatever rainbow sprinkle frosting, whatever. Who else gets kind of mad when the box opens like this, you know? It doesn't open. It like flips open and then it's like stuck here. It's like, what is going on? If you get bored, there's some gaming in the background. All right, guys, we got one out. Oh, he's going for the three-pointer. He shoots. He scores. Let's give it a lick. Whoa. There's like a citrusy taste in here. Look, he's got hair. Not a ginormous fan of the vanilla cookie with vanilla frosting. It was good on its own, but it kind of had this weird, like, plasticky, citrusy sunscreen taste to it. Like, it definitely wasn't intentional, but it's something that my nose and brain are, like, picking up on. I don't know. Now on to the chocolate. Once again, we are dunking our roos in this frosting. Let's give it a taste. I tasted the chocolate icing and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then there's like an... Uh-oh. Camera done, turn off. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird for me. I'm not a big fan of just sugary stuff in general. This feels very like the crackers are kind of getting stuck in my teeth. I mean, they kind of feel like they're very greasy. The icing, though, on this one is definitely better. I think I like the chocolate more than the vanilla, but would I buy these and eat them on my own? Probably not. Would I give them to a young child who may not pick up on all of the flavor sensations that my brain is saying are gross? Yes? Dunkaroos, the love, the tragedy, the betrayal, the redemption. Gripz. Dude, these things were badass back in the day. If you had Gripz, you were cool. Unless you were me, I just had Gripz. They came in a few varieties, most notably the cookie and Cheez-It kinds, and they were pretty much just a healthier version of the snacks in the shape of laundry beads, which they called Mighty Tiny. On July 7th of 2005, Kellogg's would announce Gripz as the hip new snack that every tween needed in hand. This product was a part of their huge campaign to tear into the previously unexplored tween-age market, ranging from 8 years old to 12 years old. The name Gripz, I guess, refers to the way that you grip the trademark rip and tip bags. They were designed to facilitate the most efficient possible way of shoveling garbage into your face. This is America's future, baby. We gotta feed them right. I was able to find this ad on YouTube from 2005 pretty easily. Two preteens engage in a light trick shot competition, competing to see who the real Gripz edgelord is. Have a look for yourself. This advertisement, just the narrator and the living room and the way the kids are acting, it's just such a product of its time. Gripz and the commercial proved to be so popular that in 2006, Kellogg's recreated the exact same commercial, this time substituting the Cheez-It Gripz for the nacho cheese Cheez-It Gripz and the cookie Gripz for the chocolate cookie Gripz. When it comes to the recent years of the Gripz empire, I really couldn't find much online. After some surface-level research, I did find a commercial from 2015 following the same format as the ones from the 2000s, just with a more Disney Channel cool skater vibe. It reminded me a lot of the Danimals commercials. Besides that, I only came across brief mentions of Gripz on like Cheez-It threads on Wikipedia. As much as I didn't want to, I did look at a BuzzFeed article about snacks you thought were discontinued that aren't, where they were listed among a lot of other things as available on Amazon. But the caption said, "Everyone's favorite little tiny balls are back," implying that they were once gone and discontinued. The only real webpage dedicated to Gripz that I could find was on aminoapps.com, where user Gladys Diva says, "My rating, 5 stars. What I like, that they are cookies. Dislike, they are too small." I even searched through Kellogg's Twitter history and found nothing about Gripz. I couldn't find a single statement about the discontinuation or recontinuation of them, only scattered users lamenting over the fact that they were either discontinued or not available in their area. Personally, I remember having Gripz as a kid a lot, and I feel the same as a lot of other people online, that they just disappeared without a trace and now they're apparently back. The latest mention online that I could find about Gripz was from a YouTube video by Zane from December of 2021. He claims that Gripz weren't on the shelves of Target, Walmart, or Price Cutter. This only confused me more because I first noticed that they were back in Weis Markets recently. Weis Markets is a northeastern grocery store chain. So with all of our combined information, there's likely two stories that happened with Gripz. They were either discontinued after their appearance in 2015 and brought back in 2021, or they were never discontinued to begin with and were just never on store shelves. The same way that cereal straws aren't available on shelves, but you can still order them online. So as a last-ditch effort, I did message Kellogg's on Twitter, and they actually replied, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I tweeted at Kellogg's US and Kellogg's Company, "What happened to Gripz? They seemingly disappeared from store shelves for years and they're back, yet I can't find any official or unofficial information about them. Please, for the 2000s kids." And Kellogg's replied, "Thanks for reaching out to us. We still make a variety of Gripz, and you can order them via the following link." So yeah, these guys I'm actually very excited to try. I picked up a bag of these at Walmart as well, but like I said, they are in smaller grocery stores like Weis Markets. So yeah, we gotta crack each bag open and try them all. This is just crazy, guys. Out of all of these snacks from today that we're looking at, Gripz were definitely the most impactful in my childhood. I remember having these guys after baseball games that my brother played in. I remember having them for school lunches, picnics. They were just awesome. Like if you had Gripz, I just felt like such a badass with like cheese Gripz, man. When I was younger, I didn't really like these guys too much. This is a cinnamon graham cracker. I think this is newer. And then this is the chocolate chip cookie version. I was always more of a Cheez-It guy. Also, the Cheez-It kind were the only ones that came in hexagon shapes. So I felt even cooler because, like, what other food is hexagonal, right? Besides, like, honeycomb. Okay, let's rip these guys. Let's rip and tip them, you know what I'm saying? Baby, rip them up, tip them up. We've ripped the grams. This is the cookie one, and we're gonna tip them. Actually, let's have a look at them first. Yeah, they're like little dudes. Check that out. All right. These are not good. They're so bad. They're like cookies, but like more depressing. Like I said, I think they are healthier. There's like less fat and sugar in them. Oh my gosh, dude. It just tastes like cardboard. It's like sad. Hopefully the cinnamon sugar ones can be a little bit better. All right, for this one, we're gonna tip it. We're gonna tip this guy. These ones are definitely better. They taste like taste like Teddy Grahams. You know Teddy Grahams? Yeah, these guys are good. Better than the cookie ones, surprisingly. Very much appreciated. No weird cardboard taste. They're just good the way they are. And now on to the main event, the Cheez-Its. I am the most excited for these guys.
Oh my gosh, they're just as hexagonal and odd as I remember them.
Let's pop these babies in our maw. They're just Cheez-Its, but smaller. But hey, they're good. Check this out, guys. Where did that go? I can actually do it. Ready? Oh, okay. This is a really bad idea. I'll find it some point. So the mystery of the Phantom Gripz will never be solved unless one of you guys out there works for Kellogg's or knows somebody who works for Kellogg's or has any information. Please comment below. This is definitely going to benefit the internet if you post this because there's nothing out there about Gripz. And if you guys know some stuff, drop it in the comments. So those were 3 examples of something significant and nostalgic from our childhood, specifically food this time. Smell is considered by scientists to be the sense that is most closely connected with memories, so maybe that's why certain foods or smells or whatever just have so much of a monumental impact on our childhoods and on our memories and science. Whether it's pizza sticks from your elementary school cafeteria, pasta sauce from your grandma's recipe book, or little crunchy bites from your favorite corporate giants, it's no doubt that good food, or even mediocre food, is without a doubt part of the human experience. And that's honestly what I'm trying to do with this series, Nostalgia Vision. I want to dedicate videos to music and advertisements and video games and movies and stuff that is just interesting on its own to hear about, but is also super sentimental and important to many people in my age bracket and people older and younger than me. So if you do have a suggestion for the series, leave it in the comments below. Honestly, I'm trying to be pretty open with this. I have some movie content lined up. I went to Too Many Games. If you guys follow the Instagram, shout out there. I am going to be putting out a full-fledged vlog from Too Many Games, and I'm also going to stick in some video game reviews. So if you're interested in that, guys, that'll probably be the second episode of Nostalgia Vision. And like I said, guys, leave suggestions and comments in the comment section below. I love interacting with the community and talking to people and just hearing about what you guys have to say. And as I did mention before, I am active on Instagram, but I'm also active on Twitch and Discord. less frequently recently just because I've been working on so many projects, so check out my social links in the description, guys. Really means a lot to me. And also, the more engagement and growth that my channel has, the more money that I can have to spend on videos like this. Currently, I have not made any money from YouTube. At the very least, it looks good on my resume. Thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. It really means a lot. This is like my first big project, and I spent like 25 to 30 hours alone on the intro to this. So if you guys do enjoy this, let me know. I want to keep doing it. It's so fun. I love doing research and writing, videoing and editing. Dude, it's just awesome. It's like, I wish I could do this all the time, but I have to actually work and go to school and be a productive member of society. All right, guys, if you've made it this far, then you're awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. We're still doing this.